Well, somebody had asked me to do the Gilded Reverie Lenormand next, so I'm going to be doing that unboxing. This actually came in one of those crappy Amazon plastic envelope things that I like to complain about. But I did get it from Amazon for less than $16, so it's very affordable. Just let me get the plastic off. It's raining pretty strongly here, so if that's the background noise that you're hearing, that's what it is. It's a really yucky day. So I saw this, somebody was using it on YouTube and I thought it was really pretty. So it's got a nice box with the magnetic closure. I really like those, and it's really sturdy too. It's not like one of those cheap tuck boxes. So it comes with a little book in addition to the cards. This says it's the expanded edition. I don't know what the regular edition is like. I didn't even know that there was an option for that. So that might be worth kind of checking into. But it's got each card like a typical Oracle deck book would have, and a little blurb associated with that. So I'll pick one at random and read it to you so you can kind of see. Look at the gilding. I always am a sucker for the gilded edges. Luckily this deck didn't get damaged in shipping, being in the Amazon plastic. I really don't know what to call them. They're not like a plastic bag, but yet they're not quite like an envelope either. It's like a hybrid. And that's what they tend to ship my decks in. And sometimes they get smushed, but this one did not get smushed, so that was good. You can see the beautiful edging on it. And I'll do a quick flip through. Here's the back of the cards. These are by, I'm probably going to say this incorrectly, but I always think, whenever I see his name, Ciro Marchetti, he's on Facebook. He's actually been popping up in the groups lately, and I friended him on Facebook. He's hilarious. He's always posting funny things. And he's done so many decks. I've got another deck to open by him, no, not this one, the Tarot Grand Lux. So if you want to see that unboxing, just let me know. Okay, but back to this one. So here are the backs, and like I said, beautiful edging. And we'll just go in order. I've never had a Lenormand deck before, but I saw somebody using this on YouTube and I thought that it was really kind of a cool deck, and you can't really beat the price. It's one of the cheaper decks that I've bought. I think that these will make really good clarifying cards for when I do tarot, but you can use it on its own, obviously. I mean, you can do whatever you want with it. But the cardstock is, I guess, pretty similar to that of a regular playing card. Oh no. No, it was stuck together. There's two 12s. I wonder if it's supposed to be that way. I'll have to look in the book and see. Because here's a 12 and here's a 12. That's weird. I'll set these to the side and we can look in the book and see if it's supposed to have 2 number 12s or just 1. That one reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune. Whenever you have a deck that has gilded edges, I found that they can kind of stick together a little bit the first time that you're separating them. But yeah, they're not particularly thick cards. They're very high gloss. I don't know if, they don't feel like they'll stick together like the Mary L. Tarot cards stick together because they're so high gloss. And this one looks like it's high gloss, but it's also at the same time a little bit slippery, which is good for shuffling. Some of these are being a little stubborn. Okay, so here are 2 28s. It must be meant to be, I'm guessing. I'll set those to the side too and we can check that out. I haven't seen anybody else's unboxing, so I'm not really sure why there are double numbers for some of these. Here are 2 29s. And then most of the cards just have a single one. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. That looks like the sun, that looks like the moon. This well card is the card that really caught my eye when I was trying to figure out if I was going to get this deck or not. Something about it, I don't know, it just called to me. The Wishing Well. Okay, so the numbers go through 44, but like I said, there were some that had more than one card for each number. So let's just look at number 12 and see what it says. Okay, so for 12 we have this card. And then we have this card. And in the book, if you could see this, there is a section for the birds, so I'm guessing that that is for this card. And then it has the 12 number, the number 12 again, with the owls, which is this card. And it says birds too. So we'll just read those really quick just so you can get an idea of what the book says. So for this one, it says, a phone call, a text, or a date. That is how I communicate. I am in meetings or interviews, and I like to negotiate. I can be your sibling, lover, or mate. couples is what I indicate. So there's a little rhyming thing there. It says this card may be symbolic of jabber, gossip, or the passing of information of a positive kind, as ever dependent on the cards in which company is found. In which company it is found. Many voices together are louder than one. It is also, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time. This print is kind of small. It is also the modern view of crowdsourcing or mass communication. It can be as simple as an announcement that travels quickly or is distributed widely, especially when with the number 1 card, Rider. This too is the ever-growing world of Facebook and Twitter communication. The card may mean literal tweeting. There may, however, be miscommunication with the Chinese whispers effect. In fairy tales, characters are sometimes given the ability to understand the language of the birds. And it could be that the card signifies a misunderstanding, particularly when combined with the number 11 card, the birch. And then the little blurb for the number 12 owl card is shorter, and it says, the owl's card also indicates communication, but usually of less frivolous nature. Owls may be sharing their wisdom or urging you to listen to what your elders or learned friends may have to say. Owls may also be telling you to look for other important signs around you. So yeah, I think I'm gonna like this deck. It has a similar packaging to the Kipper deck. If you have that one, I also got that one from Facebook. I don't have it handy because I didn't know that it was going to be similar to that, but I think its technical name is called the Fin de siècle, which is a French term that means the end of the century. But it's called the Kipper deck, and it's been very popular on YouTube. So if you already have that one, then the box and I think the cards themselves are made in the same fashion. I'll have to look and see if he did that deck as well. He's done so many decks, it's hard to keep track of. But if he did not, if he was not the artist for that deck, then it must have been made by the same publisher, because it's made by US Games System, but it's literally the exact same kind of a box, the same size, the same finish of the cards and everything, if that helps you. So yeah, for less than $16, I think it's a good deal. And you know, you get your really nice box and your gilded edges, which is something that a lot of the expensive decks don't have. And you get the little book that accompanies it. So I think I'm pretty happy with it, and I think that I'll like using it. But yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed these unboxing videos. Thank you so much for watching.